Okay, it says that we are live, so we are an hour late today because we have had some drama in the real world, so we're
Yes.
here. I think we should get the gold stars for actually being here. So it's time for some coaching. Do you
Mm-hmm.
want to fill us in on what's been going on the last week since our last session, and with the fasting that you were planning, and the cravings, and all of the all?
Yes. So I think I fasted for about, I forgot to end my calculators. That's probably saying that I've fasted for 300 hours now or something along those lines. I should be dead, but I think it was around 60 hours.
Yeah.
And the reason I cut it off a little bit sooner was I um I had to work that night and I hadn't slept all day. And I just felt like I should probably just put something on my stomach to kind of settle me down, to just get me in that restful state, and it worked. So I mean,
Yeah.
60 hours is still pretty good. I felt like I was cool with it.
Yeah.
So after that, and I think what did I eat that day? I think I just ate some eggs or something. Anywho, didn't go crazy after the fast like I normally do, which is cool.
Good.
And so no binges this week. Ate mostly on plan. Ate off plan twice,
Okay.
3 times.
What
Which
happened?
so I worked 16 hours,
Hmm.
and so then I went to that sub place and just got a little bit of barbecue sauce on my pound of pastrami. No big deal. I don't really care. Didn't feel bad about it. Told myself I was going to do it, and I did it. That's it. So I was
Well,
fine
then
with
it's
that.
part of the plan, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to eat this, and then I'm just going to go right back to doing what I'm doing. So that's it.
Perfect.
So that was that. The other one was went to the gym with my boss, and I ate like 5 or 6 of these grass-fed beef sticks. And we got locked out of our truck, which was hilarious. And so he's like, "Fuck, man, I don't want this protein bar anymore. Just have it. I'm pissed off because of this whole thing." And I'm like, "It's not that big of a deal. Fine, I'll eat it. It's cool." I ate the protein bar. I was like, "You know what? Whatever. I just worked out. It's it's off plan, but it's really I'm not stressing about it." And immediately after, just right back on track. It was cool. And then the third thing was I ate cauliflower mashed potatoes that my mom made, which is like butter, different types of cheese, and cauliflower, which it's like -4 carbs. Honestly, it's not even that big of a deal. It's just so I really didn't feel bad about that either. I enjoyed it, and yeah. So other than that, I've pretty much just been. Funny enough, today I got out of the gym, and I guess the gym's like partnered with this little bullshit nutrition shop right down the plaza, and I saw they had waffles, protein waffles. I'm like, hmm. So I went to the place, and I sat in there, and I looked at everything on the menu. They also have like protein donuts, like Oreo, fruity pebbles, all this dumb shit. And in my mind, I'm playing these games like, oh, it's protein. You just worked out. It's a wonderful thing to get protein in your system immediately after, to just to, maximize whatever, all the metabolic with the muscles and stuff. I'm like, it'll be fine. I'll just eat this and then blah blah blah. And then I'm like, I just walked out. I just walked out and I said, no, this is bullshit. You're just trying to eat garbage, and you're trying to justify it with a bunch of tomfoolery. So I just got out of that one. But I did go in there and I did look at the menu and I did strongly consider, but it's kind of like a gas station moment.
Mm.
So yeah, overall the week's been pretty great compared to last week. Um,
Not just compared to last week. It sounds
well, compared to like the whole fucking the past few weeks, yeah.
sounds really good.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy about it, and yeah, I did not get the rubber band though. looked for one in the house, and I just couldn't find it, so I need to go get some. I think that's the next homework assignment potentially. Get the rubber bands.
Okay. Um, I'm wondering, didn't you tell me? Let me just check the messages from you. Didn't you tell me that you were gonna eat that the after breaking your fast, you were gonna have those graham crackers with Reese's buttercup, whatever?
No, that was just I messaged you. When was that? Let me look at my messages. I think that was during the fast.
Yeah, because
I
you
was
said you
extremely.
okay. You said I took 2 Reese's cups and put them in between graham crackers and heated it up, then smelled it several times and ended up covering it up and putting it in the fridge if someone else wants it. And then you said,
Uh,
uh, I told myself earlier I will eat one meal of what I want, the chili my family made, and the graham cracker Reese's cup shits for dessert. And then I will not binge and get back on my diet after. So you didn't do that?
no, I didn't do that either. Fuck that.
Why not?
Because I knew I was just bullshitting myself at that point. I knew the different. It, it was very much. That was very much going to trigger a binge. That was me, because I knew, like, I started playing the tape in my head. I saw myself eating the graham crackers and the weird Reese cup conglomeration thing that I made, and then having a big bowl of chili, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be satisfied. So I
Yeah.
knew that I was going to get back on the fat ass, sloppy, hedonist shit train. And I wasn't about that life. I wasn't about it. So I forgot about that. I think that thing's still sitting in the refrigerator. I put it in the fridge. The graham cracker creation is still in there, but
No
I
one
forgot
wants it.
about it. Nah, I think some people don't even know what it is. I think it's just something from the dark ages long ago that needs to be thrown away. But
Yeah.
um, no, I thought about it so much. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and then it just went away. So I guess that was probably like 100 cravings that night. Just so
So
much
you're done now?
drama,
Yeah.
so much drama.
Absolutely. It's quite funny.
Hmm.
Um, I just want to kind of dig into a little bit what you've been doing with every single thing that you said. Okay, I ate off plan
Hmm.
3 times. You're like, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's kind of your go-to sentence.
Okay.
And I just want you to be really clear about what it is that isn't a big of a deal.
What am I saying? What is not a big deal is what you're asking?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess I guess I'm comparing it. I guess I'm comparing that instance not being a big deal compared to like what I have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, recently it's just been nonstop, off plan, 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 and
Yeah.
just like binging and just reckless eating versus just an isolated. Hey, I'm gonna have this, and that's fine. I think I say it's not a big deal because I remained in control. Like, I was the one that chose to do this, and then chose to just be what I really want to be, which is being on plan, but just
Yeah.
just having that little interruption and being okay with it.
So how did you know that you were going to remain in control?
It's a good question. I guess I think I just have momentum right now. I think I'm just want to be back on the process, and I think that I'm just kind of fed up with being fed up, full of shit, and just want to be more serious about this. And so it's just I feel like it's getting back to feeling easier again, like it was like a few weeks back before all the holiday shit. So you know, I guess I just knew I was going to be fine. I don't know how to really delve into it anymore. I just
Hmm.
knew because
Yeah.
I don't want to keep backtracking. I guess that was part of it too.
So when if you had been eating the Graham crackers and the Reese's Buttercups,
Hmm.
would you still have been as confident that that it would be fine
I feel
and
like
that you could just stop?
at that stage in the game, like I wasn't feeling as confident. Like I just needed to not do anything off plan. I needed to stay the course.
Yeah.
But after I finished the fast and I started eating my carnivore meals again, I just feel I just feel kind of back in the driver's seat.
So if you had that now, would you be confident that you could go back to eating the way that you want to eat right after?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Um, I don't want to go eat it right now though. I just ate a
Sure.
gnarly meal. Um, and honestly, I just don't think that it would be worth it. Like that pound of pastrami with a little bit of barbecue sauce on it was fire. Like it was definitely worth it. It was great. That
Yeah.
little barbecue sauce just gave it a nice little kick. But yeah, I just I just don't really want it right now. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with not having it.
Mm.
But I feel like I could eat it and just be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My only worry with the thought like it's not that big of a deal is that so there was you did plan for the barbecue sauce, so I don't want to include that in off-plan eating because I think you actually planned that.
Yeah.
So the protein bar is probably the thing that I can see being like the biggest problem because that was really on impulse. I don't know if you had already planned what you were going to do when you visited your mom or whatever, but when you engage in this responding to an impulse, that's when you're feeding the cravings loop.
Mm,
So it doesn't really matter if it's a protein bar or if it's chocolate or if it's Doritos or whatever it
right.
is, because we're still feeding that behavior. So that would be my only concern with regards to that. And what we often do, because all of these things that you ate, they're not, I mean, they're not that big of a deal physiologically. So it
Right.
doesn't really matter. And likewise, like one Reese's buttercup or whatever, peanut butter cup, they're not, it's not going to be a huge problem for you physiologically, but it's still going to be a problem for you maybe when it comes to managing your cravings if you do it as a response to having a craving.
Right.
So we have often have like, okay, well, I wouldn't eat the chocolate. And I don't think, I'm not sure if this is the case for you, but chocolate is like, no, that's definitely not on my eating plan. But well, the protein bar just had like 5 grams of carbs or whatever, and it's not a big deal because I just worked out. Or the cauliflower mash is just, it doesn't affect me. So just be really clear about what foods you include on your diet and not. Maybe cauliflower mash is actually completely okay. Like, is there
Mhm.
a reason for why you wouldn't or would want to eat that?
Um, I mean, the only reason I could think of would be to see what would my body do on a long term pure carnivore thing, but at the same time, I honestly don't think I really care that much. I do kinda as
Mm-hmm.
like the experimental thing,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like I'm not gonna give up the hot sauces. I'm still gonna use hot sauce and stuff like that. So I don't think I'm ever gonna do like a pure carnivore. So so honestly, like with the cauliflower thing, I really don't think I'm gonna drop dead or anything, or like gonna develop cancer from eating cauliflower. Um, so I really don't see honestly a problem with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Speaking of my mom, quick little sidebar, which is really awesome, is that my mom's been vegan for the past 5 years, and recently she went vegetarian, and now she's not vegetarian at all. She's like low carb and eating lots of meat now. So I'm so excited about that. Like I just got her some burger patties, and she ate like a steak the other day, and it's just like, oh my god, I'm so fucking
Perfect.
stoked about it.
See, mom's doing it.
She finally drop the whole saturated fat and cholesterol kills you stuff. You finally understand that it's dumb,
Awesome.
and yeah, so it's great.
So maybe like eating cauliflower mash when we're visiting mom is fine. And we don't even have to look at it as something we did off plan because it's just
Right.
one of those foods that they're included on our diet. So we don't have to even have any sort of mind drama about it. I know you said that you were fine and you just went back to eating what you were eating before right after, which is great. But it's even better if you're like, well, this is just one of the foods that I allow myself to eat. Not a
Yeah.
problem.
I mean, I'm okay with that,
Yeah.
honestly.
And what about the protein bar? Do you feel the same way about that?
The protein bar was definitely, like you said, way more impulsive. Um, so probably should have just skipped that one. I think part of it too is I was just really just tired because I worked all night as well, and then went to the gym. So I think I was just, and plus we were locked out of the truck. So I think I really just wanted something to just, another little something to just give me a little bit of a pick me up slash, pleasure escape. That was probably what it was. So most likely that was definitely just feeding into the cravings.
Mm.
Um, so all in all, it probably wasn't the best decision, but um, I guess it is what it is. I think honestly, what I wanted to try to do for next week or this upcoming week is to challenge myself to stay on plan the whole week. Like
Mm.
no, just no more, or not like no more, but just like just for this week, just shoot for that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think the cauliflower thing. I think if it gets made, I'm not gonna make it myself, but if it gets made again, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
But anything else, I'm just gonna probably just chalk it off this week and try to go for a fully clean week.
Yeah. With that in mind, like what you really need to do then is just like make sure that you have a plan.
Jesus
Because I
Christ.
think part of the problem is that sometimes there is no plan. And then you think that you're not following the plan, but you didn't have one in the first place.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate.
So if we go back to the protein bar for a little bit, like if that was to happen again or a very
Mhm.
similar situation, how would you want to handle that?
Well, hopefully we don't get locked out of our car again. But if it's a similar situation where
Well, it might happen.
it could, um, yeah, just say something like, just save it for later then, or just give it to your wife, or just let the kids eat it. I'm good. I don't really want it. Just move on.
Okay. And do you think you would do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I want to, like I said, I want to challenge myself and just go for a clean week this week and just be pretty much, I guess I would consider myself a ketovore now.
Hmm.
And
So what happens if that happens in 3 weeks' time
oh
when you
shit.
haven't challenged yourself to stick on plan for the whole week? Protein bars are not that bad. It's just 5 grams of carbs.
Well, I honestly don't see myself being around that. We don't go to the gym a lot together, but I mean at the same time, I just it is pretty sweet. It is very pretty stimulating. So I think it's gonna, as you said, stimulate that craving loop. So probably should just stay away from it for now. It's got a lot of other junk in it too, a lot of soybean oil or sunflower oil, a lot of shit. So it's just, cauliflower mash is a lot more tame. It's just actual real ingredients, and the protein bar though is probably should just skip it.
Okay. Probably.
I should just skip it.
Should. I'm gonna pick on your language.
Yeah, you're
I
out for me
probably
today.
should, rather than have you made the decision like protein bars, are they on the diet or not?
No, they're not. So
They're not.
just
Okay.
just not. Yeah,
So we don't eat protein bars.
no,
No. Never?
no. Unless I can find like a carnivore one.
Okay. So we won't have that problem again.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, Jared, I have this protein bar here. I really don't want it. Just 5 grams of carbs. It's not
That's
that bad.
great because I don't want it either. Let's just throw it on the ground and step on it a couple times. How about that?
Okay, let's do that.
Let's just do a little stompy dance.
Okay, so now we know. Protein bars, we don't do that. For lots of reasons that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to the mind games at the gym with the protein waffles and donuts and all
Yes.
of that. So, walk me through what actually happened there. How did it catch your attention, and how did you get drawn into playing that game?
Yeah, it it caught my attention like a few off and on. There's a little sign out in front of the gym. It says, "Hey, something like waffles are just pancakes with abs," or something like that, which I thought was funny. So that was the first like draw. That was like a month ago, I feel like, and that kind of just stuck in my head. Good marketing.
Yeah,
So I guess just today, like after the workout, I saw the sign and it was just like that reminds me of that stupid song. And then it just said like eat, sleep, go to this place, repeat, blah blah blah, something along those lines. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go check it out. Um, so I
and when you thought that, fuck it, I'm gonna go and check it out, was it with the intention of actually buying something? Because I
I
could
think
have the same thought, and I always check everything out, but that is because I'm really curious about what they're offering and not with the intention of actually buying something.
I think deep down in the back of my mind slash heart or whatever, I knew I wasn't gonna do it. But I was just like, I wanted to play with a little bit of fire. I guess that's what it was. I wanted to play with fire and just do like I did at the gas station.
Hmm.
I really feel I feel like deep down I wasn't gonna do anything, but I still went for it, and I went in there and like I said, I looked at the menu. It was like graham cracker donut, fruity pebble donut, Oreo donut, straight up just waffles covered in all kinds of shit. Um, all kinds of protein drinks and stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't know. I felt like my true desire or my true self was just like just not buying any of the garbage. It was just like, come on, dude. You're just making excuses, or you wanna eat something really stimulating. It has nothing to do with like protein stuff like that. It has nothing to do with working out. You're just trying to pull a fast one so you can eat something that's very, very sugary. So let's just get out of here. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm down. Let's go. Let's fuck off. Let's go. Let's get home. Let's go get some burger patties.
Mm.
And that's what I did. So
So did you manage to switch your mind and just kind of turn off any cravings or thoughts or ideas about eating those foods straight away when you thought about going and get those burger patties, or was that something that was kind of hanging on?
no, I don't think that I had any cravings after that. I
Okay,
felt like it was just pretty cut and dry. Like once I walked out of the store, it was just like I'm gonna go eat something that I know is really gonna bring me nutrition and keep me on track with what I'm trying to do.
sweet.
Well, mostly savory, but yes,
Yeah,
I see what you.
mostly savory. All good. Okay, so overall, I think you have had a fantastic week coming from where you came and the 2 previous weeks.
Dropped about 10 pounds as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, yes.
That was a lot of water you were
Maybe
holding
even
on
a little
to
bit
and
more. I think it
information.
was up to like 207, and now I've gone down to like there was one day I was like 190, 191. So it's even closer to like almost 20.
Well,
But
yeah,
uh,
that's a lot of weight.
mhm, yeah, went a little
What was I
overboard
gonna
this
say?
time.
Sorry?
I went a little overboard this time, so
Hmm.
I feel like I actually put on some true weight this time, and not just like like the fluctuating stuff, but
Yeah,
it's all good. I know, and I'm fine with it. It's it happened. So It'll go away.
Yeah. But as we spoke about last week, it's just your brain having a massive tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really glad that you mentioned this because you said I feel now that it's starting to feel much easier just as it did like 3 weeks ago before I went on that binge.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, another
because that has
sidebar.
already started become a habit and you
Yeah.
have already desensitized your brain. The only thing that happened was that you allowed yourself to listen to that toddler brain that was just like having a massive kickoff in your head.
Yeah, let him play, let him out, let him have some fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, but now you're gonna go back in the cage. It's kind of weird thinking about a baby in the cage, but either way. Um, Another part about the getting locked out of the truck thing is that once we finally got in, which seemed like an eternity, when the locksmith finally got there, my boss was like, "Oh fuck, you know what? I think we deserve a sizzly after having to deal with all that." I'm like, "You know what, man?" I even said this. I was like, "You know what? We shouldn't let like a shitty event trickle over into all the other places in our life that we're trying to." Because he's trying to eat healthy now too. He's trying to do his
Yeah.
thing, which I don't know how long that'll last, but it's a plus right now. It's cool that he's
Yeah.
trying to keeps me a little bit more. He's like, "Oh, we're eating healthy now." I'm like, we shouldn't let this, unfortunate event, make us make another bad choice that's going to make more, just get us off track in the rest of our life that we're trying to get better right now. So he's like, okay, cool. I'm just going to go home then. Like, all right, cool. So,
Good on you.
yeah, that was a good moment because I really wanted that fucking sizzly too. I'm like, you know what? That sounds great. I'm like, I immediately just spoke more
Hmm.
truthfully
So
and
that's
just got it
future
out there.
Jarod that comes out.
Yeah. I was like, nah, man, let's just stick to the plan.
Yeah,
Sucks that we got locked out, but let's just go home.
exactly. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have done it better myself. So you took the opportunity to sort of talk yourself out of even wanting it by talking him out of wanting it.
Yeah, yeah, and it worked pretty well.
Yeah.
I didn't. I potentially could have sat there with the craving a little bit longer, but I just immediately just cut it off. I just was like, you know what? I felt the craving. Don't get me wrong. I felt that I was
Mm.
like, oof, definitely a little bit of tension there in my body. But I was just like, let's just take action and just go against this. So
Yeah. As long as you continue feeling like this is manageable and it's getting easier, that is your cue that you're doing the right thing. You are allowing them and you're just desensitizing your brain. And it will take a little bit, but I think you are absolutely on track there. So where do you want to go from here?
um, I'm not sure. Guide me, sensei. Teach me
Guide
something.
you.
Teach me
Yeah.
something else
I feel
to.
I'm sitting very far down. I think you might want to explore a little bit more about future Jared and how to bring him into your everyday life the next week, because he would definitely be on board with staying on track with the plan.
Mhm.
So, what would he be thinking that would allow him to stay on track?
Mm, Probably something along the lines of the more effort you put into this, it's just going to get a lot easier potentially. So
Mhm.
this week is important because it's just a good 7 days worth of potential repetitions to make us get to that easier spot.
Yeah.
Um, you would just probably just say, you just need to keep striking while the iron's hot. You got the momentum, you have good success under your belt right now. The holidays are pretty well into the rear view mirror, so we can right now we're on a positive vibration, positive vibe. We just need to keep it up, and you know, get those rubber bands. You know, start exploring that. That's probably the good interruption pattern that we can
Hmm.
go with. And I
So
think I
we're
just need
putting that
to,
on the homework.
yeah, I think so. I think I need to go to the old rubber band store, which does not exist, but Walmart does, and they have rubber bands, so we'll do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I need to potentially just spend some more time with him, future self. Need to get back into the swing of it, you know, visualizing that person, because I kind of got off board with that,
Mm.
and I think I just need to sit down and just write my why out again, just really get it down, because it's kind of, I don't know why it always is, to get that like really ingrained. I still have been not doing that for some reason.
Do you have a sentence there that can sort of summarize your big why?
I'm doing this to reach my highest possible potential and to help others try to do the same. I think that would be
How
it.
does that feel when you say it?
Feels pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, feels accurate.
So I'm doing this to reach my highest potential and
Help others potentially do the same if they want to. So
without potentially just do the same.
I think I just said potentially just because it's on them if they want to. So it is, you know.
Yeah.
But you can. I think I like it too because it's like a play on words. I'm hitting my highest potential, and I'm potentially helping. It's just, I don't know. I'm weird like that, but yeah.
Okay. Right. So when you think about your highest potential, because obviously to be able to help others do the same thing, you need to get there. What would that look like?
Just somebody that's not swayed by their emotions, someone who's completely in control of what they're in control over. Um, Someone who is financially and emotionally free, and just about as perfect health as you can possibly be, outside of genetic dispositions and stuff like that. With what I got, with what I'm working with, the best health that I could possibly be in, best shape I could be in, different things like that. And I know that I won't reach or get anywhere close to that if I don't sort out my emotions and my addictions and stuff like that.
Yeah. So how do you know when you have actually got there? How could we measure this?
Well, I wouldn't be living with my aunt, uncle, and mother anymore. That would be a good one. I would,
Hmm?
like I said, I would be financially free. I would be, I wouldn't be a slave anymore. I would be basically, empowered enough to where my time is mine. Like I can do whatever the hell I want with my time. It's all mine. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It doesn't belong to another boss. It doesn't belong to any other, whatever obligation. It's mine. Um, it would be measured by, I would be in a position where I'd be helping people. So that would be a good indicator of that. Mm, my physical appearance would be much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like Greek statue looking.
Of course.
Yes. Um, and yeah, I wouldn't be engaging in these habits that I've been doing for so long. anymore, unless I voluntarily, for some odd reason, just wanted to do it, and just knowing and being in control of that, not like being
Mm.
forced to by my mind or my emotions. But yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. So you wouldn't be living with your aunt, uncle, and your mother anymore. That's very specific. You wouldn't be engaging in these bad habits that you have. That's also pretty specific. The Greek statue thing could is a little bit objective, I suppose. So it
Just a
could
better
kind of,
physique, you know,
yeah. But
a
it's
noticeable
just a,
change in my appearance, I suppose.
mm, it's just like how do you know when you have reached it? Because we always have this thing. It's like, well, there's still a little bit of fat there, and that doesn't look perfect, and you know, potentially you could never be satisfied with that.
I just want to look. I suppose I want to get rid of my little shitty carb gut.
Okay.
If I'm not obsessed with having like a six pack or anything, but just having somewhat of a visible ab,
Hmm.
doesn't matter how much, but and just maybe a little bit more size on my upper body, and maybe not as much of stick legs. So just, I don't know, like an underwear model, maybe. I don't know, like.
Okay. So that's a lot more specific. So now we know. Okay.
I'm not trying to be like Arnold. I still want functionality in my body.
Yeah.
I want to be able to bend over and wipe my ass and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but some visible abs, a little bit more size up here, and not having stick legs.
yeah,
That's still a bit subjective, but okay, we can put some more weight or more volume onto the legs. So that's a little bit more specific. Cool.
right.
Now we know that. When it comes to like my time is mine, your time is yours right now.
Mm,
You have signed up to do a job,
right.
and
Yeah.
you can at any time choose to not do that.
Very true.
So I would like to sort of maybe reframe that a little bit if we can into something like what would it look like um, when you're at that place where you think that your time is yours, or like what were you thinking about when you said this?
Just not having to answer to anybody,
Okay,
essentially. Like, I mean, yeah, my time is mine, yes, but if I don't go to the job, then I'm gonna get kicked out and then be homeless, and then yeah, my time is gonna be really, really shitty.
exactly.
So I mean, all that stuff. But I mean, just waking up every day and being like, wonder what I could do today, and then just having millions of options and being like, well, I could do any of those things. I can go to the beach today, I do this, that, and third, and just where my time is full of basically infinite possibilities. Like I don't have to. I'm not on a schedule that belongs to anybody else or anything,
Mm.
and not worrying about, you know, I guess not worrying about really anything.
Is that realistic?
I mean, sort of. I feel like once you get to a certain point, like, I mean, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's realistic. I feel like you can get to a point where you just don't really, you don't have not that much to really, I mean, you care about things, but like, you're not worried like, oh, am I going to make enough money today? Or am I like, I don't know. Just a lot more carefree, I feel like, is what I'm shooting for. Maybe not nothing to worry about, but just the majority of my life is pretty carefree.
Okay. Um, so that would be paired with where you're also helping other people do the same thing.
Right.
And if you do that, then there is always going to be some time that you would have to allocate to that.
Sure. But I feel like that's something I would really want to do. I got like, when I say like having all the time in the world, like just time to do the things that I want to do, like becoming like a chess master, or becoming like someone that's very much helpful to other people, like, stuff that I really want to do, like
Mm.
having the time to do the things that I really want to do. Like I don't want to be cleaning a driveway for Chick-fil-A. I really don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But that's what I got to do right now. Much rather be doing other things. But I don't want to be doing, overeating sugar or watching porn and things like that. But those are things that keep happening. Less and less, which is great, but still don't seem like I have a rein on it. But, being a master over my time as well, I guess that's part of it. Like I'm not tied down to myself, like you said, doing the bad habits and stuff like that. So I guess that's another part of it too.
So how could you start doing some of this today or this week?
Like, well, can't really do any of most of those things. I can't be financially free this week. I have started I guess another journey of, so I would say, improvement. I'm trying to learn. Well, it's not like I'm trying. I'm doing it. I'm learning. I've actively started to get back into my learning Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
just because I started it a long time ago, and I'm just gonna fucking finish it. And learning how to code, because I just want to have another hard skill,
Yep.
because I feel like I don't really know how to do very much at all. So I just figured, there's plenty of resources on the internet. I can do this, and it'll probably make life better later on down the road. Just with how technological everything is, it just seems like a good idea. So that's those are two things that I'm trying to do to get closer to the financially free thing. And I guess
So,
just
so let's play with this a little bit. So these are things I'm gonna assume here. Tell me if I'm assuming wrong. But you said like I want to be like carefree, do whatever I choose to do, like what
Mhm.
interests me, and I want to help other people do the same thing. So if you were going to help someone else do what you're doing right now, start learning Spanish or coding or something, how would you help them to do that as efficiently as possible? Because that's what people are interested in. That's how you could help them the most.
I don't know, because I haven't done those things yet.
Exactly. So where do we start?
Doing those things.
Yeah, you figure it out. You're like, okay, this week I'm going to figure out how I can do this as efficiently as possible because that is a skill that I'm going to need when I help other people do this.
Yeah, and I've been struggling to get to figure out a plan of a tag, because right now it's just kind of like randomly do a little bit of studying here and there. Like I want to get on some type of schedule with it, but everything going on with work, like I'm potentially going to be working more now because somebody got fired, and so there's more opportunity for me to step in and take the responsibility to make a little bit more money each week. So my schedule's kind of in the air, so I'm trying to figure that out. But yeah, I've kind of just been haphazardly studying. It's not really been a. I'd like to shoot for like an hour a day on each subject, but so far that really hasn't happened. It's been more like 20 minutes here and there, something like
Hmm.
that. But yeah,
So how do you want to do it?
like I said, like probably like an hour a day, just like studying.
Of
An hour on
each
Spanish, an
or
hour on
in
coding.
total?
Yeah,
Okay.
so 2 hours. Yeah.
So we want to spend 2 hours per day learning two skills. How do we do that?
Well, I need to get my sleep schedule nailed down because I've been excessively sleeping here and there. I think I slept like 10 hour. I'm not gonna try to tell you what I've been doing, but it's basically I've just been sleeping too much. Yeah, it's just annoying to try to list shit like that. But I've been just oversleeping. Just another one of those coping mechanisms. And I would like to just nail it down to like 6 hours a day. Just that's the rule. I don't really
Is
feel
that
like I
enough
need
for
eight.
your body?
I don't think I think it's like 6 to 8's the sweet spot. I really don't think I need eight. I don't know. I feel like that's I don't think the science is settled there. I don't really know though. I think I've gotten 6 hours before and I feel fine, but is that really enough? I'm not sure. I really don't know.
So what about just allowing 8?
I mean, I could have 8, but I don't know. There's only so many hours in the day. What about 7?
Okay, 7 then.
We compromise.
Yeah, we'll see
7
how that
actually does feel
works.
pretty good. Actually, 7 does feel a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if you were to sleep 7 hours, do you have a time where you usually go to bed and a time you usually get up?
Yeah, everything's pretty backwards because I work nights.
Yeah.
So it's like get home at like anywhere between 2 and 4. So then I usually sleep for a while. Wake up around 12:01, something like that. So my schedule's a little bit all over the place, and then when I have days off, I tend to sleep normally. So,
Okay.
and next week is going to be a completely new schedule, so we're gonna have to figure out how that goes then.
Yeah, so you might just have to manually set your alarm and make sure that 7 hours.
Yeah, I probably need to do that. Just plan for 7 every night, depending. It doesn't matter what time my head finally does hit the pillow or whatever. Just set it for 7.
So when do we want to do our 2 hours of learning per day?
Um, I feel like I'd like to get those two things and the gym done the very first thing because I those are the most taxing things as far as just mustering up willpower and all that stuff, and then have the rest of the day to do whatever I want, play chess or whatever. So I'd like to get them done first.
So is there a problem getting this to happen?
Yeah, just no, I mean it's not like it's a problem. It's just the old laziness slash procrastination desire.
Mm. It's the same thing as having a craving. You have a
Yeah,
craving to procrastinate.
it is very much the same thing. So I guess it's just another opportunity to grow, to feel that
Mm.
good old craving, piece of shit craving.
Yeah. I'm putting that on your homework. Like deal with the cravings to procrastinate in the morning to get all of this done.
Yes, sounds pretty good.
And what happens if you realize that okay, I need to get to work. If I sleep 7 hours, then I won't be able to do 2 hours of learning and go to the gym. What do we do then?
Mm, 2, 3. I guess I would just have to like shave it down to maybe like half hour each.
And then allow ourselves to feel like we have succeeded when we do that.
What do you mean?
Like it's not like you're not following your plan. It's just because to be completely honest with you, if you're working and you're going to the gym and then you want 2 hours to do that, sometimes things might get a bit tight, even if you follow the plan.
Yeah. So maybe I should just shoot for a half hour first in general.
Completely up to you.
Yeah.
But we can put that like, okay, we do 1 hour of studying, 30 minutes of each. What I would probably recommend though is that you do maybe alternate days, 1 hour of each. Because as soon as you swap something, it's like you have to start over from the beginning and kind of reset. And it's kind of a whole process getting into a new thing. So it's usually more efficient to stick with one thing for a longer period of time and then swap.
So what about like doing like an hour of one thing and then maybe like because I can do a lot of the studying just on my phone, like on these little applications I have, maybe like
Okay.
15 minutes on the other. So I'd like to just have like that repetition, that everyday repetition
Okay.
of something.
Yeah, I mean, you get to choose.
For sure.
And if that works, do it that way.
Because doing both,
Okay.
like you said, yeah, it might be a little bit taxing. Like you said, I don't know.
But let's
It's
shoot
different than
for
going to
1 hour
school
of
because I'm
focus
doing this.
time.
Yeah.
So say that again.
I was saying it's a lot different than going to school where, it's very much more regimented and you're doing this all yourself. It's a little bit more, it's all on me. So it's a little bit
Mm.
more, I would say it's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So we know what to do. You're going to continue feeling all the cravings. You're going to stick with your plan. Do we know what the plan is? Like, I mean, do we have any gray zone foods, gray zone area foods that you haven't really decided on other than, now you've said, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to eat cauliflower mash if mom makes it. That's not a problem. Are there
I think
more
everything's
things?
pretty cut and dry. It's hot
Okay.
sauce. Which I don't drink bottles of hot sauce straight up, but it's
Yeah.
eggs, bacon, cheese, just various whatever meats. I do. This is the one that causes me drama right now. The gray zone one is wings because every single wing, any wing you buy anywhere, unless you buy them absolutely uncooked, it's covered in seed oils. I
Mm.
really just like to stay away from those. And I did have those this week. I forgot to mention that.
Hmm.
It's not really off plan, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
It is because I don't want to eat seed oils. I really don't. I
Because you
just feel
hadn't
like
decided whether they
yeah, but
were.
I was just really hungry that day, and I just said, "Fuck
Yeah.
it, it's still meat, whatever. I'll deal with it." But yeah. So I'd like to just, unless I'm gonna buy the wings myself and make them, I would rather just not do that. So that
Okay.
would. So wings are good, but as long as they're not bought at a store, cooked already.
Okay. So we
Um,
know.
yeah.
No
But everything
protein
else is pretty.
bars,
No,
no pre-cooked wings with seed oils and shit on.
no protein waffles,
No.
protein donuts, no pancakes with abs.
Nope.
None of that. Yeah, it's just the stereotypical carnivore stuff.
Yeah.
Still not drinking milk either.
There you go.
So,
So that sounds good. So
mhm. So that's the plan for this week.
yeah,
As far as what
get
I'm gonna
rubber
eat.
bands. Stick with your
Yes,
plan,
yes.
100%, and feel the cravings when you have cravings to not stick to it. And
Yep.
then feel the craving to procrastinate that you will have in the morning, because you will have it.
Yes. So do like an hour of one subject, and then I'm gonna shoot for doing 20 minutes, and then alternating. One day it'll be an hour of Spanish. One day it'll be 20 minutes of coding. One day it'll be an hour of coding. One will be 20 minutes of Spanish. That's what we'll go for.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. Do you feel like, yep, we're done? This is gonna happen. No problem sticking to the plan. Confident as fuck this week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any issue with it. It's doable. It's very
Yeah,
practical, and just gotta go for it.
perfect.
Show up.
So, what's the biggest lesson that you have learned during this last week for yourself?
The biggest lesson I've learned for this week. It's a good question. I guess kind of like the uncomfortable feelings that I feel like during cravings or things like that, they definitely don't last forever. Um, so that's probably it. They don't last forever, and they're manageable. So just have to keep leaning into that uncomfortableness as much as we try to avoid it, but those are the biggest opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
So just knowing that the difficult times the brain drama, all that stuff. It this too shall pass type shit. So
Yeah, that sounds good. Cravings don't last forever and they are manageable.
yeah,
And the only reason that you give in to them is what?
familiarity, comfort, habit, not being connected with the higher self, um, settling for less, things along those lines.
Yeah, what do you do then? Like, why
What?
would you settle for less?
Because sometimes I think that's what I'm only capable of.
So that's good to notice that your brain is telling you that of all the things that it could tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, thanks for your opinion, but actually, I'm capable of choosing for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my
So that's where
brain
I think.
presents a lot of bullshit, and I choose
Mhm.
to listen to some of it sometimes as well, and it never makes me feel good, ever. So we just need to expect the brain to come up with bullshit like that, and then choose to think the other stuff instead, the stuff that you want to think about. Like, hell yeah, I can choose this. This is what future Jarod would do. This is what's going to help me to help other people, or this is what's going to help me overcome the situation that I'm in now. I want to be financially, um, what's it called?
Financially
Free.
free. Yeah.
I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not until you can actually start to see all these bullshit thoughts as what they are. They're bullshit thoughts. They're not the truth.
No, they're just stories.
Exactly. And then also recognize that when you have cravings, what you're trying to do is escape feeling a negative emotion.
Right.
And we just like, well, this is not going to last forever. They're manageable. I'll be good. I'll be fine very soon. It's going to go away. And that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But right now, I feel it and it feels awful. And that's fine. Everything's fine. This is the price that you have to pay to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, I definitely have to make that sacrifice, but anything worth going for, you have to sacrifice something. So,
Yeah.
gotta sacrifice my comfort, which is not that bad. It really isn't when you think
Short
about it.
term.
Short term. Short term.
But also, like, let's say 2 weeks ago, where was the comfort? The comfort was only when you were eating. And then you felt like shit the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And now you're like, okay, I'm going to feel like shit when I have cravings, and I'm going to feel amazing the rest of the time. It's such a good trade off, really, when you think
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I feel amazing, but I feel a lot better about myself that I'm just not, you know, succumbing to these lower
Yes,
self stuff.
but
I wouldn't say
you
I'm like,
told
oh,
me, like, the confidence with which you said, like, I know I got this. I know that I'm not going to go on a binge if I'm eating this, so it's not
right.
a big deal. Like, that is worth it on its own.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you
Absolutely.
did not have that the week before. You're like, oh, I didn't even want to come up
No.
for this call because I don't know how to get out of this, and this is shit house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now you're like, yeah, I know I can do it.
So yeah, that actually is pretty amazing now that you think about it.
Okay. So this week, if you need to, send me messages.
I definitely bugged you this week, so I'll probably do it
Yeah,
again.
yeah, absolutely. And we want to stick with the plan 100% as an experiment this week. This is not
Yes.
forever. You said it yourself. It's just for this week. I want to see what happens when I do this. So keep that curiosity hat on.
Mm-hmm.
and just do that and feel all the feels.
Rubber bands and
Yep.
feel the procrastination cravings and try to
Mm,
shoot for my study plan and
this is
actually
going to be
stick with it.
great.
Hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, thank you all everyone who's watching as well. It was great having you here, and we shall see you the normal time next week, I think, unless we have a
Hopefully.
problem again. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.